All right, we're live. Hi, everybody. Hello, welcome to our brand new talk series live episode on Istanbul Blockchain Women's YouTube channel. Today we have very valuable guests and a very stunning project from Europe, from UK. Today we have Fetch.ai's business developer as Maria Minaricova here, business development head, and also Beren Ilgaz Ünsal as the Fetch.ai Turkey's community leader, as the ambassador of the project, and also Sevda Kayhan Yılmaz. We are going to talk about the NFTs she has produced on the blockchain very recently. She's the CEO of Kayahan Hydrolics for heavy industries. So I'm very excited to have organized this event with Beren's very valuable helps and efforts for tonight. And before we start, I will just give a very little Turkish introduction, and then we are going to go on English as we spoke. Herkese iyi akşamlar, hoş geldiniz. Bu akşam İstanbul Blockchain Women'da Fetch.ai'ın iş geliştirme direktörü Maria Minaricova ile beraberiz ve Fetch.ai'yi konuşacağız. Yapay zeka ve blok zincirin birleştiği ve çok güzel kullanım alanları olan bir proje Fetch.ai ve detaylarıyla bu akşam bunu konuşuyor olacağız. Beren Ilgaz Ünsal bana eşlik ediyor bu akşam ev sahipliğinde. Kendisi de Fetch.ai'ın Türkiye topluluk elçisi, evet. Ve aynı zamanda İstanbul Blockchain Women üyelerinden Sevda Kayhan Yılmaz bizlerle birlikte. Kayahan Hidrolik'in CEO'su kendisi ve üretmiş olduğu NFT projesiyle ilgili olarak da kendisinin hem görüşlerini alacağız hem de bilgisine başvuracağız. Ben öncelikle tüm konuklarımıza hoş geldiniz diyorum. Bütün yayınımız İngilizce olacak ve bundan sonra da artık İngilizceye dönüyorum. So welcome again. And before I leave the floor to Maria, I would like to say hello to Beren first, and we will start our today's broadcast. Beren, please go ahead.
Okay, so hello everyone again, and we're going to continue with Maria's presentation approximately for 30 minutes. After that 30 minutes, we'll have 10 minutes Q&A section. After this 10 minutes Q&A section, by the way, you can ask questions in Turkish, then we're going to translate them into English. There's no problem with that. And then we can give the answers in Turkish again. After that, we're going to continue with Istanbul Blockchain Women. And approximately for 10 minutes, Ebru will introduce us about Istanbul Blockchain Women and the activities and the organizations that they're working on. Then we will continue with Sevda, and she will mention mostly about her NFT project and the technologies she's working on. So I'll give the stage to Maria, and I hope you enjoy that.
Thank you both. Thank you, Ebru, for having me today at the Blockchain Women in Istanbul. It's fantastic to be here. I'm really happy to see that there are women who are interested in these topics, in these really transformational technologies such as blockchain, AI, and then the applications, for example, what Sevda is working on the NFTs. Thank you, Beren, for the introduction as well. Beren is our Fetch.ai community manager in Turkey. So it's great to have that. If you have any other questions in the future, please join our community. He will post the link. And let me just share with you the presentation. So I will start that, and I will try to also play a video for you, just one short video to maybe give you a little bit better understanding of one of the use cases. So let me just do that here. And please do confirm when you see it. It's loading. Okay.
We can see it. Right.
Excellent. So I started in the middle. So let me start from the beginning. So at Fetch.ai, we're located here in Cambridge, UK. But we have team, all over Europe in different parts of the world, because blockchain technologies are really multinational. These are global initiatives that we're building, global, technology that can be used anywhere. So what we're doing here at Fetch is really cool stuff. We're combining the AI through the use of multi-agent systems and blockchain. And I will talk to you about today how we're actually doing that in practice. And I'll show you some couple of use cases. And I will also introduce very shortly our project called Metalex. It's a decentralized exchange that is linked. It's powered by the Fetch technology. And another really interesting project that we will be working on, or we're working on, will be launching sometime in the near future. It's for borrowing and liquidity providers, and these are against the real world assets. So I'm leading the business development activities at Fetch.ai and Metalex as well. And I am also Fetch and me. We're involved in the Blockchain for Europe Association. This is an association created with some of the leading companies in the blockchain space. We're present in Brussels, and we're really having discussions with the European policymakers and regulators to explain to them what blockchain is about and what the benefits are. And we're trying to have this dialogue to explain all of these things that we as blockchain companies are working on, and together with the industry, and what the implications are going to be for us in the future, which is super important. So quickly, I mentioned that we're working on combining blockchain and AI, and actually also IoT. So, you may ask, how does it really work? And so what we know is that everyday devices generate more and more data, and so much of which is simply just going to waste. And so we have developed this concept of autonomous economic agents, which are software agents that can represent people, devices, machines, IoT sensors, and so on. And these agents are autonomous. They represent their owners, and they can share this information. They can find each other in a place in a decentralized marketplace, which we call open economic framework. So this is, you can think of them as digital twins. So you have an agent that represents you. You're looking for a service or a product in this marketplace, and there are other agents that represent those services or those products. And then these agents find each other. They can communicate. They can negotiate the terms on behalf of their owners. And then once they reach an agreement, they enter these, there are also financial incentives to complete the exchange. And then these transactions are then logged on the trusted, verifiable, and immutable blockchain. So this is how we envisage, the future, how you can have a decentralized AI, because these are agents that belong. These are not Fetch agents. Fetch develops the technology, but these are open source tools, open source software. You can download them, you can adjust them. They belong to you. The data that these devices generate and these agents represent, that data sits with you on your cloud or on your machine. And then these agents then speak with the other agents that represent the other entity or stakeholders in the ecosystem. So what we're really building is infrastructure. So you can think of that as an economic internet, internet of things, or economy of things. And for these agents to really communicate, to function, to represent you, and they're connected, to each other in this peer-to-peer way. And then the transactions are stored, as I mentioned, on this connectivity layer, which is the blockchain. And with all of these tools, we're really looking to give anyone access to the power of AI to carry out complex coordination tasks in the digital economy. I mentioned this combination and these multi-agent systems, and why they're really good, match with the blockchain is because they're both, multi-stakeholder. So they're decentralized. So there's no one single entity that governs all of these agents. There's no one single entity that governs the blockchain. Blockchain is a protocol that has been pre-programmed to function in a certain way, but people can use it as they wish. It's a public, open, blockchain. And these agents are autonomous and goal-oriented. They're modular, and what is really important is they can respond dynamically to changes. They're flexible, and so then, like I said, together with the blockchain, this combination of these two technologies allows for scalability, for alignment. You can create incentive structures for multiple stakeholders on this network, and it allows you also to build trust and reputation. Here's just another way to look at this. So the bottom layer is the ledger. On top of that is this decentralized open economic framework, this search and negotiation mechanism, and then we have built the agent framework on top of that. And then we were looking, and we said anybody can use these tools, can build their own agents. And then we just wanted to showcase, a couple of, few examples. So we've created some proof of concepts in the mobility and travel space, which I will show you also in the supply chain and decentralized marketplaces. This is a really interesting one. And also we're looking at DeFi, and we have built agents that are oracles, and they can also represent data that is in the real world. That way you can bring it onto the blockchain, through these agents, agent oracles. So that's in a nutshell, high level. And again, this is a different representation. You can see that the agents are, peer-to-peer. That's a peer-to-peer communication. So this is not some new other platform. We have seen all kinds of different platforms previously in the tech world. And what we're really building is a privacy-preserving way for peer-to-peer interaction of these agents, and then having these interactions and economic activity happening on the blockchain. We have also, you can, if we have technical people, you can go to our GitHub and find examples of these agents and start using them. You can also go to an agent registry. So what we're building is a sort of like an Apple store, but for agents, where at the moment all these agents are free. But the vision is the future will be that when you actually build an agent, you can place it there. Other people can buy that software, or some modules, or some skills, or even algorithms, and then they can deploy it on their own clouds or on their own systems, and basically they can reuse it. So people that don't want to develop or can see somebody else has a nice development, they can purchase that. We have also built this search and discovery. It's in two ways you can do it. You can now view all these agents, actually, if you go to soefexplorer.fetch.ai. And we also have built an app. It's on iOS, where you can see this world of the agents. And so it's a nice visual representation. I'm trying to move to the next slide. Here are a couple of couple of our main partners, large industrial companies from Germany, Bosch and Festo. We have announced our partnership with them and our collaboration, and it's been really interesting. So it's really great to see that the industry is interested in these technologies and is really moving forward and innovating. I think that's very important, because there are really new possibilities, new opportunities to build new business models, to allow machines to communicate together, have a machine to machine economy. And so it's really great to see that. But we're also actually communicating and working with a lot of other companies in the academic space, also in the blockchain space, and also in the industry. So I have been talking a lot about agents and multi-agent systems, and that's actually something we are working on together with University of Cambridge and University of Oxford. They are the leading universities researching these concepts. They're actually really not new concepts. They have been around for 20 some years. And so they have been working on these together. Now, what's new is how we bring the blockchain into these projects, and how we're really combining these new technologies together. So it's really great to have these collaborations where you have the industry, where you have the academics, and where you have the tech companies coming together and working on these projects together. So. The Fetch network uses the token that is called Fed. And this is a utility token, and that token is used in all of these use cases that I will mention. It's used for payment operations on the network, and users can also earn Fed for providing value to the network. For more use cases than what I'll show you today, you can go to our website, Fetch.ai use cases, and you will see videos, you will see descriptions of the use cases. I will focus on 3 or 4 main ones that I will talk about today. So when we looked at these use cases, we looked at mobility, we looked at travel, supply chain, because these are ecosystems where there are multiple, many stakeholders, and these stakeholders are those the people or organizations that can be represented by these independent agents, and so this is a really good fit. And the advantage that these agents or these systems gain is having a real-time information, and then through the agents algorithms to ability to analyze, ability to have this intelligence to analyze the situation and make dynamic adjustments. So this is really important for mobility. So if you're driving somewhere, you have you're looking for a parking place, the situation with parking changes all the time, so you want to have up-to-date latest information about the network, about the parking network. Same thing with supply chains. These are very dynamic situations. We also, what happened with COVID, all of a sudden we had to change how we were doing things, and we were kind of stuck. The whole world was stuck in a way, sourcing few supplies from anywhere where we could find them. So it's really important to have up-to-date information, real-time information, and that's what we enable. Here, let me play you a short video, really interesting, and just to give you maybe a little bit different perspective or view of this is what we did with my colleague, and explaining also why decentralization is important. Also for security purposes, for example, and to really give the power back to the local communities. So let me play this short video.
On the surface, the decentralized delivery network may seem very similar to existing services in the ride-sharing and delivery industry, but important differences are happening behind the scenes. From the robustness that comes from decentralizing operations to drastically lower fees and effortless combinations of businesses, its openness delivers significant improvements to all stakeholders in delivery. Here we'll give an example using a familiar taxi scenario. To begin, a passenger uses the DDN passenger app to tell her agent where she wants to go, along with her desired preferences, such as a price limit or vehicle type. Fetch.ai's search and discovery mechanism connects her agent to a driver's agent that matches her preferences and any constraints. The 2 agents negotiate, and once agreed, they use the FET token to secure the escrow smart contract. This all happens in seconds. Once the driver has picked up the passenger, both agents monitor their positions en route to ensure that the contract has been fulfilled. Proof of location and verifiable credentials provide a trusted environment for all parties, and all parts of the journey are confirmed each and every step of the way. Once they reach their destination and the smart contract's conditions are met, the agents confirm, and the funds in FET are automatically transferred. A decentralized, multi-party, staking-based dispute resolution system is available for when things don't quite go according to plan. The most noteworthy differences between the DDN and current leading providers are: the lower costs return value to the local community and enable local knowledge, but provide the benefits of a global network and a common interface for access, no matter where you are. A decentralized network means there's no central point of failure and no centralized silo holding your private information. Autonomous agents operate seamlessly on your behalf, free of human intervention, to get you or anything else you need delivered. Smart contracts, a permanent ledger, and cryptographic technologies help to deliver a safe, trustworthy environment and ensure that all parties fulfill their part of the agreement. If you're interested in building agents to run on the DVM or taking part in any other way, we're providing a wealth of documentation on how to do just that.
All right, so so that was a short, excuse me, video, basically describing this decentralized delivery framework, what it is, and the applications that we have developed, and really to help the local communities. And what we're really trying to do is to match in peer-to-peer, so match people with pizzas, people with packages, and remove the intermediary layer that is currently in so many, in most of the places, most of the services that we really try to acquire. So here's just a quick, I mean, this is just what the video was talking about, so I will skip that quickly. And then we have made, or we're looking at a similar situation in travel, where you can book your hotels through, you can set up your hotels as an agent, and then you can, as a person, as a customer, you can then search for these and you can book hotels directly. And again, what we're trying to achieve is to really these intermediate, so remove the intermediaries in between me as a customer and the hotel, because that will allow, that will improve the economic situation for the hotels, for the customers, by removing these additional between 10 and really up to 30% charges that are added to the services. So so we have developed these applications. This is something we will be releasing soon. And what we're really trying to do is make it so user-friendly that anybody will be able to create and deploy their agents through a simple user interface, something similar to what you're used to right now. So to make it really, really easy to use, and with really just the click of a button, you will be able to create these agents, and they will be able to work on your behalf and search for things. So you will just open the app, search, launch the agent, and then the agents can find each other. So if you can think, I mean, before COVID, I used to really travel, and I would spend so many hours just trying to find the right, right hotel in the preferred location, and try to find my even the flights and everything, and just match that. So if before many years ago, really, we used to have agents, travel agents, people really doing all this work for us. Then all this information has moved onto the internet, and then we could do it ourselves. But we ended up spending hours and hours. So what if there was a better solution where a computer, AI, can really look for all these different, all this information, all these available, things on the internet, and find you the right match for you, right? And that's what we're trying to do. Use the power of AI, use the power of computers, and really this will save us ourselves time, give us, our preferred options, and then we can focus on some other things during this save time. So quickly, here's another interesting use case that we had at the end of last year with our colleagues and friends at Datarla in Munich. So smart city infrastructure solution. This is a parking solution to optimize parking. So as many of you may know, when you drive these days, we usually have, it's really busy roads, or post-COVID, pre-COVID and post-COVID. It's actually, the situation is coming back to that again in Cambridge, and where we are really having hard times finding parking places. So what ends up happening is that these days, you just drive around looking for that parking place. You're spending a lot of time, a lot of CO2 emissions really, and a lot of money. So just driving around. And then in this proof of concept that we did together, we actually assigned agents to different parking lots, and these agents were then communicating with the agent in a car. And they were able to, make a better visibility of the situation. That's one thing, visibility, but also what you are able to achieve is actually have a dynamic pricing. So the pricing can change you can assign it based on the situation. So, for example, if you have, you can incentivize people to go to a certain parking lot. If you have a parking lot where there are many open spaces, you can decrease the price, so incentivize people to go and park there. So that way, the overall benefit is for the individuals to save time, money, reduce driver stress. For the environment, a lot less negative impact through saved CO2. For city councils, optimize traffic flows. And as a property owner or as a tenant, you can actually put your parking place on the market. You can price it. You can say, you can park here. I'm not using it right now. Somebody else can go and park there, and you receive financial, economic benefits from this situation. So it's a really win-win for everybody. And this is what we're trying to do with these agents: really optimize the utilization of the assets, optimize the ecosystem, and really do that through the individual agents and the power of AI. And then we here in this case, we just used, simple Raspberry Pi Raspberry Pis, cameras, and some backups. And this was done on our incentivized testnet. We have, in the meantime, launched our mainnet v2, and it's available. Here is another interesting use case. This is about supply chains. This is a project we did together with the University of Cambridge. They have an institute for manufacturing, really interesting departments and really interesting projects. So they wanted to look at the supply chains and how you can manage this increased complexity and respond to increasing or changing demand, reductions of delivery periods, and while you have very dynamic nature. And also they were looking at IoT integration. And so we did this project together. I'm just going to skip through the video because we already watched one video, but these videos are available on our YouTube channel and also on our website. This is one of the use cases that's on the website. These were the colleagues from the Cambridge University. And here was the situation, just very high level. We had a retail agent that was purchasing things from a wholesaler, who was then purchasing it from suppliers, and then suppliers needed to deliver, so they were acquiring logistics and third-party logistics services. Here is a little bit of the UI user interface. So there was an ordering panel for placing orders to buy the products. These were products that were perishable. So this was the use case, what the use case was focusing on. So if there's a breakdown in the supply chain, if the truck that is delivering your meat breaks down, what happens then? So first of you want to measure, you want to keep track of the ambient, and we will get to that here at the end of in the panel, the ambient conditions of the truck, so humidity, temperature, light. And if something goes wrong, you want to have a signal, you want to keep that, keep track of that, and then you need to action. So you need to probably repurchase the delivery. You need to stop the delivery and repurchase that. Here it's a visual representation of the vehicle as it was traveling. Here was the communication between the various agents. So here's a wholesaler actually called for proposal. It was looking for delivery from the supplier. And so this was the optimization of this ecosystem. So instead of me as a person calling and really requesting different supplies from different suppliers, we let the agents to do the job on our behalf. And as I mentioned, there was a streaming data information about the transportation vehicle ambient conditions to keep track of that. So the colleagues from University of Cambridge, what they're really focusing on is the AI. So automatic selection of the bids, and then analytics based on the IoT data profile throughout the delivery process. So that was really their main focus, the AI part. And then when you have these different data sources and really a lot of input from the production or from these devices, IoT devices, then you can really play with that and you can really create some interesting algorithms, match and correlate things. So what their conclusion was, this was a research project, was that the agent systems are inherently suitable for automating supply chain operations, and there are new, emerging platforms compared to 10 years ago, because as I mentioned, they've been really studying this for 20 years or so. So you can really see the progress in the hardware devices. We have so much more capacity on our hardware, and this enables the multi-agent systems to really start to come to life. But then again, explainability is one of the issues with AI in general. Decentralization and integration with the existing systems. So these are some of the things that we will continue working on, with them and with others. So if anybody on this call is interested, please, get in touch. Really interesting topics, and we need, more people to collaborate on these things to also bring new ideas. Here's another really interesting use case. This is building decentralized manufacturing marketplace. We're working on that with our colleagues from Festo. This is one of the German organizations I mentioned at the beginning as our partners. A really large multi-billion euro company. And they're super innovative, working in Germany with top quality. And so what they would like to achieve is having a place, a place where the orders, so the buyers are matched with the service suppliers, or with the production from the machines and so on, and do this in a decentralized way. So there's nobody who really controls that platform, nobody who sets the business rules for everybody, but everybody comes in and it's a level playing field. So there's a really nice webinar we did together a couple months ago, again on our YouTube or our website. And it always starts my videos. So just the last couple points about these other projects that are being built on Fetch, powered by Fetch. One is Metalex. It's a commodity, it's a trading commodity derivatives platform. It's a decentralized exchange with the vision to bring the 20 trillion commodities market on chain. This is really exciting stuff. This is in the DeFi space. DeFi is a decentralized finance. And there are two main functions. One is the liquidity and yield through lending, and then there's a trading part where you can do hedging or trading commodity derivatives. Go to our website. You can play with the platform as well. There's actually, it's in beta version, so you can play with with it. There are test tokens that you can acquire, you can receive, and you can play with that. It's really interesting. I would definitely encourage everybody to look into DeFi, because this is a really big, very fast developing space. There's a lot of potential how what you can do there, and how to get involved. So look at that one. Another platform that we're developing is Atomics. It's a lending and liquidity providing backed by real world assets. Again, our website, please visit Atomics website, atomics.finance. And so what we're saying here, what we're developing is a platform where you have some assets. You can borrow against those. You can bring those assets. You can bring of the ownership of the value of the assets to the notary. So these are actually really verified. Value. The value is verified, and it's all recorded then in the blockchain. And then you can borrow against those real world assets. So this is again a DeFi space, decentralized finance, but this is backing by real world asset, which is a super cool thing. It's going to be launched in Q2, Q3 2021. So we're really working on developing this platform as well. Again, powered by Fetch and the Fed token as well. So please, I'm encouraging you to check it out. You can also go to our Telegram channel. where Beren can explain more or can point you towards all of these platforms, all of these other things, and you can check it out yourself. And I just would like to thank you again for having me here, and feel free to connect on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to take your questions.
Maria, thank you so much. I was very excited. Sorry, Beren, I just got your turn. Thank you. This was really a very impressive presentation, and I myself had a lot of new things coming out of this presentation, because I had seen one of your events on Disrupt Network with Bosch on the parking solution for smart cities with the AI and blockchain, but it was really very interesting for me to hear about the other solutions as well. So I have a lot of questions, but first I will just first give my turn to, for example, I think Sevda Hanım may have a question for you. And then also there are some questions coming up from the audiences. Beren, you can just direct the questions from the audiences, but let's give the word to Sevda Hanım first, I guess.
Sure.
It was very interesting. It was very exciting. I always say that everybody feel upset when he think or she think that one day she will die. But for me, I'm upset because I will not catch these new things.
We will make them really quickly. You will see them.
Please,
hopefully you will see them.
Please, because the problem is the easy to apply that one. For example, you tell about transportation problem. This is a real problem nowadays about the goods transportation from China, for example. I can imagine a world like you told the taxi application. I can imagine my goods are transported in that way. Cost, and we order the transportation, but suddenly when somebody pay higher cost to the transporting company, then they change the queue. So it is really fair one. This is what we need. I'm very excited. Thank you. While listening to you, I imagine a word like this. On the other hand, I'm taking some notes about the what you tell. Being a machine manufacturer, it's really exciting to hear the use case where about the machine learning, about the machine learning application areas in the industry area. This was my question, but I think Festo is my reply about this subject. Am I right?
Yes, no, absolutely. So large companies, very innovative, are looking into this space and really trying to use these technologies. So building the future, because we see the need to move towards more decentralized ecosystems where companies can be in a way more equal, or have this really level playing field, where large and small companies can coexist together and really supplement each other. So there's actually a really new initiative as well. I didn't mention it much, but there's Automotive Alliance. It used to be called, now it's called Catena X. It's an automotive industry and manufacturing supply chain initiative that is just being launched in Europe as we speak. And there, the manufacturers, the dealers, this whole supply chain is really aiming to work together. So not just competing, but really have this competition where they work together to have a better future for all of them, and to be able to improve their supply chains, and in a way also use the data to benefit everybody, really.
Thank you. The general manager, CEO of Festo, is also following us now on YouTube.
Oh, excellent.
That's nice then. So let's move to the YouTube questions. That's okay. So first question is, can anyone create their own agent? If yes, what are the requirements for that?
Everybody can create their own agent. I mentioned, go to our GitHub at Fetch.ai, download the SDKs. We have lots of demos. We showed how to set up these agents. We also have a help on Discord if you're a developer, if you need some help. But basically, yes, you can download what's been done, and you can adjust these agents. You can deploy them on your cloud, on your machines. Very flexible. You can add new skills. You can teach them new things. So really, anybody can do that. What you need is a good Python understanding. So in Python, they're being developed. So that's pretty much it, really.
Thank you. So let's move to the second question. So you are removing travel agencies and also online travel agencies, right?
We're not removing them. We're giving people alternative options. You can always use travel agencies. You can always, for ease of use, you can use the platforms as they are currently. This is another technology that gives you alternative, options that are allowing, more privacy preserving, way of dealing with things. And again, also setting up ecosystems where there is equal participation, where there is nobody controlling the whole platform and telling you what the rules are. Nobody's going to request advertisement fees. Fetch definitely, that's not our business. We're here to provide the infrastructure, and then Fed, the Fed is the utility token, so that is used to support the infrastructure. But people can then set up their own agents, define their own rules, and so on.
Yes. And the other question is about scalability and latency. And lastly, it's about business models. So people want you to clarify these three issues, I guess.
So scalability. So blockchains are meant to be scalable and decentralized. So we have launched our mainnet V2 in March, and we're increasingly, adding new validators to the blockchain, to the ecosystem. So we're working on that. So that's one. New business models. I mean, these things will bring such new business models. So just think of that. And so let's say you have electric vehicles. We have done in the past a proof of concept with electric vehicles, actually with colleagues from Bosch and Share and Charge. And this was a couple of years ago. And then you can have electric vehicle communicate with the charging station, right, and pre-book your charging. But let's imagine that you have a solar panel on your roof, and then you're going away, and you can outsource that to somebody else who is driving by. Maybe you live not far from the highway. Somebody is really looking, is desperately looking to recharge their electric vehicle, and all the other stations are booked out. They can come to you perhaps, and these agents can negotiate these deals even without you being there, being present. So this is just one of the options that I can think of. There will be so many more that people will come up with. So what people really need is have the ability to try these new options, these new business models, try to set up these new ideas and really run with that.
That's nice. And lastly, which machine learning algorithm do you use? Is it supervised learning or unsupervised?
The agents, what exactly they use, I think you can set them up as you wish. So basically, the agents, the aim, the idea is for the agents to learn from their interaction with the environment, right? So over time, the agent understands, which suppliers have supplied, what quality, how many returns they have. Just like like we have these days, with people. So you learn what your supply chain looks like, but this time it's the agent, and it's a machine. It's a computer which then can evaluate many more parameters much faster than we as people can do. So this is the advantage. This is really how you build these algorithms, how they improve, and how they can really help you optimize.
That's nice. So I guess we can have one more question. Do you have any grants, bounty program or something?
grand bounty. I don't know, Beren, do we?
I don't think so, but this is just a question, so that's why.
Yeah, not at the moment. We've had actually a really good program for to onboard developers. So this was 2-3 months long program where you can earn bounty, you can earn Fed token, for developing agents and really being part of this community. And we are working on other bounty programs again for developers and others if they want to contribute.
Sure. And lastly, one participant asked about, do you have any advice to students who would like to see themselves as a future blockchain developers or future blockchain leaders?
Absolutely. Get in touch with people and come and do an internship. Last summer, we had 7 Turkish students. Beren was one of them doing an internship at Fetch.ai. And we had also women, because we very much support women. We want to have diversity on the team when we're building these products, because it's super important to have diversity and inclusiveness when you're building products that the whole society is meant to use. So yeah, get in touch, speak with Beren about his experience, and definitely. And there are other good blockchain companies as well. There's a really lot going on in this environment, in this space, especially this year. And it just seems like there's more and more coming out. The companies also, corporates, large companies are much more sort of open to even speak about that. I mean, look at Elon Musk. Though I wouldn't say that's not the right benchmark, perhaps. But people are now openly speaking about things that we didn't talk about a year ago. So that environment is really changing. Companies are now. They have been working on blockchain for years. They were just not talking about it. Now they're much more comfortable with that. Really, acknowledging these transformational technologies are here to stay and are actually here to help us. So that's what we're building. That's what we are working on. Many of us. So join this, learn. Try to learn as much as you can. There's so much free information. There are really cool webinars that you can attend for free all around the world, in Europe, in US as well. So just start, really. Just do it.
Thank you so much. These are very, very important to hear, because we are going through really hard times right now due to the COVID pandemic, but it also brings its own opportunities. Like we can, have this event on live on YouTube, because we didn't used to have those events live on YouTube.
Absolutely. This is one of the benefits, this digitization of communication. We don't actually travel to meetups. It's kind of a little bit sad, but it really, I think it has opened up all these opportunities to meet online. You can meet with so many people, right?
Right.
So absolutely, a lot going on, just get involved, follow things, read through, you need to find a good project, try to understand what it's about, try to understand what it wants to achieve and how it wants to help, and what benefits it will bring.
You're right.
I have a question.
Sorry, are you asking something?
Yes, I would like to ask something. I would like to tell a use case to Maria. For example, we are a machine manufacturer, and say in United States, I need a service system in all the country, but I would like to use the best serviceman and the minimum cost. I would like to optimize my machine services in case of any breakdown. So I can manage an agent area with my services without sharing their personal data and my customers' personal data. Also, they are competitors in any way. They are competitors because they give services to those companies. People can share the data, and in a pool, let's say, we can say in a pool, they can share the data of for example, the breakdown reason, the root reason of the breakdown, and try to solve as looking the past experiences and so on. Is it possible?
So we're actually working on something similar, actually, for
Really?
in the US as well. So yes, so it's about matching the orders or the need for the services with the actual services and the providers of these services, right? So this is this decentralized marketplace, and it can be for services, it can be for goods, for many things, really. And so we are working on that. And yes, absolutely. So before our session today, we had a little chat. So your agents will only reveal what you tell them to do, what you allow them to do. So that's how you set up the privacy and data privacy settings. So it's up to you how much you want to reveal or how little you want to reveal, right? And you are in charge of those.
I always think about use cases. For example, in Turkey, we have a system. I don't know how it is in England, but when we need to send big packages, we don't use cargo companies. We call some trucks throughout an organizing bodies. We call the organizing body. They tell a truck driver around and go to pick up the goods from them. But if you have a tool which the truck driver says and we use, you can easily find partial shipment with easy cost.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we showed in that short video. That's what it's meant to do, right? To match directly, me as a person who needs the driver service or some other delivery service exactly with that person. And
for one person, it's not, it's of course valuable, but when you need to transport something, for example, I would like to send something to Istanbul. It was, for example, 1 ton of machine. Another company would like to send something also to Istanbul or somewhere on the way to Istanbul, but he needs only 500 kilograms. So they combine all of them and optimize this transportation to lower the cost. Fantastic. It's really fantastic. I like it too much.
Yes, thank you. No, absolutely. This is actually one of the use cases here in the Cambridge University. They have been working on as well. Again, optimizing supply chains. How best do you utilize the assets? So the asset being the truck. How do you manage the onboarding of these smaller partial deliveries, right? And so really many opportunities to that.
Yes, you're right. So let me just give the stage to Ebru. But before that, I'm just going to mention one more thing. For the Turkish community of Fetch.ai, I just shared the Telegram link once again. So if you are interested in investing or learning more about Fetch.ai projects, just join our Telegram chat so that you can learn more and create more. And let's continue with Ebru.
Thank you, Beren. I will also ask for you to tell more about Fetch.ai's internship program and what were your experiences very briefly. But as per Maria's, regarding Maria's presentation, I have 2 questions. For example, we are also working on a hotel reservation smart contract infrastructure right now as a prototype sort of project. It's very basic Solidity on Ethereum, or I just remember that is being working on it. But we are also offering this opportunity or for this service on blockchain in order to create trust, not only to remove the intermediary with the very high costs, but also creating more trust. And also we are setting up a design to bring in the third-party oracles in case of any discrepancies, for example. So I just really want to know if in case of any discrepancies between the 2 peers making the smart contract, what is your solution in order to solve those problems?
So I mentioned the escrow in the video. We mentioned the escrow contract. So there's a way how you can set up these rules actually before you enter into these joint not collaborations, but contract situation. So I think perhaps we can take this offline. I would be actually interested to know what your solution is and how that's working for you. And perhaps I think what people should maybe consider is maybe other options other than Ethereum, because of the really high fees. I mean, it's becoming really challenging, I think, for the DeFi projects for everybody. So it has been really good, place to learn and to build things so far. But I think, there are now different options for lower transactions fees, that people can look at. And so I would actually recommend doing that as well as part of your, development.
Surely we will go deep dive into your application as well. So Beren, can you please tell us how was your experiences with Fetch.ai and what do you suggest for the Turkish students and the community to follow Fetch projects?
Sure. So for the project, first thing that you have to do is to open a Twitter account and follow all the tweets, because from tweets you can really follow lots about the project. Other than that, you can join our Medium channel and you can read the articles, which are like approximately 2-3 minutes read in average, of course. However, other than these, if you are interested in doing internship, you can apply with the reference of, me. If you are interested, you can reach out to me and I can send your CVs to the related person, the HR contact of Fetch.ai, or you can just go to Fetch.ai website and you can look at career opportunities and you can apply from there too, which is better, I guess. And other than that, from my experience, we were 7 people and 2 of us, we were working on marketing part, and 2 of us, 5 of us, they were working on the technical part. So what we were trying to design was a smart parking project. So the technical team, they were getting data from the autonomous agents and they were trying to create the infrastructure which is working for the smart parking projects, especially in Turkey, because we were trying to apply this project to Turkey. And me and my marketing colleague, Arzum, we were trying to interpret and we were trying to optimize the cities that this project can be applicable and profitable. This is the most important thing, I guess. So we were designing an algorithm from the Excel, and with this algorithm, we just mentioned about the parking costs from different cities, especially the 13 big cities from Turkey. And after that, what we did was we just put them in a scale. And after that scale, we just give some constraints such as population of Turkey, the smartphone usage, the accessibility of the internet, and lots of more constraints. And our objective to maximize the profit. Then we just, after our algorithm and after our test results, we found 5 cities which can be profitable to invest in Turkey for this smart city project. And our technical team, they were designing the smart city projects. I hope in the future we're gonna see from the Cambridge, but I hope we're gonna see these kind of projects in the future, especially in Turkey, especially in Istanbul. So this was my experience, and it took 2 months to interpret all these data, and we had lots of opportunity to have a research about commodity market, DeFi market, because our lead was Maria during the internship. So we had lots of opportunity to reach out different kind of aspects of these areas. So if you are really interested, it was a wonderful experience for me. And Arzum found a really nice job, full-time job after this internship. Also, the other technical team, they were also working on different kind of projects and different kind of jobs after this internship. So it was very productive and effective into our lives. So I encourage you to apply for an internship.
Thank you, Beren. I would actually encourage people to really look at our website. We have several job positions open for web developer, for AI scientists, backend developers and front-end developers. So please, yeah, have a look at the website.
Okay, thank you so much. It's we really should direct our students as well, because we are also aiming to provide them internship opportunities abroad. So it's quite a good thing for us to hear that you're also open for new interns from Turkey or outside of UK. Also very welcome to come for internship. So Sevda Hanım, can you please tell us about your NFT project which you very recently did, and what was your motivation, what drove you to, what encouraged you, and what's the outcome? So we are really very eager to hear that.
Thank you very much. Of course, after listening Maria, mine is not a project. Mine is a real amateur's need. And realization of a need. It was for me. It's very interesting to read white papers. I like it, as I told you. It's for me to jump to the future, how the future will be after reading the white papers. It's like a hobby for me. I learn about the future, and I sometimes feel myself blocked in this time. And I couldn't find the easy possible less cost solutions. We have a real problem. Some of our customers, even though they didn't pay the cost of the technical drawing, we are manufacturing hydraulic cylinders, by the way. It is hydraulic cylinders for heavy duty industry up to 3-meter diameters and 23 meters length hydraulic cylinders. They are very special project, and there is a real engineering behind it. And we make the engineering, and after the engineering, we send the customer the technical drawings for their approval, and then they order. After they buy the material buy the cylinder from us, for their second need, they use the same drawing to buy the same hydraulic cylinder. They send the drawing to a company without an engineer. There is no engineering cost of the company, and they only manufacture looking our engineering design. So I'm really angry with this, and I couldn't find a solution. This is a problem, but we couldn't find a solution. When I asked this, you can go to a patent agency for intellectual property rights. You can apply there, of course, but it takes very long time, and it takes very too much expenses. I'm looking for a solution. Then suddenly I saw that with people are minting NFTs for everything, for their photographs, for their voices, even the left. When I heard somebody from Turkey has minted NFT of her left, I said that why not we do not mint NFT for our drawings? So to tell you the truth, I'm an amateur, and I just read how can I do this. It took me 5 minutes to read, and 3 minutes to be a member of the community. And then I immediately have my NFT for a technical drawing. And it was my father, our company's founder, Mehmet Kayahan's birthday. It was 4th of April. So the name of the project is 4421 for the name of his birthday. And from now on, in on our technical drawings and on the agreements that we make our customers, it is written that this project and all information hereon is the property of Kayahan and must not be disclosed to any party, copied or used in any way, even to receive an offer without holding NFT. If anyone do not obey above prohibitions, he or she should pay blah blah per drawing, and half of the profit caused by usage of the technical drawing and compensate all losses caused. The drawing is subject to the copyright protected under the applicable laws. This is what it is written, and we discuss it to the board member of Blockchain Istanbul Women, Mrs. Ece Ildır, and even though there is no regulation about this subject, does it work? I said, yes. Legally, she said that if your customer accept and sign this, of course it works. So from now on, we are using this. If the company buys the technical from us, then they will have the NFT together with the drawing. If they don't have an NFT with them, it's forbidden for him to use. So at that point, I understand that when you have a real problem and when you can solve this real problem with blockchain technologies, we will see a lot of applications and it will grow up quickly. So that's why I would like to be in your group. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And maybe this will be a future project for us to, set up in our own blockchain, not on the ongoing blockchain infrastructures, but our own blockchain or a local blockchain project, so that not only the technical drawings, NFTs, but also some other industrial rights, which will be protected by the NFTs, can be also achieved by this project or by the help of the technology. So it's really very happy to hear those beautiful and successful and confident women who are really very bravely putting a lot of effort for this ecosystem, for this blockchain technology to improve and achieving a lot of success and progress. And thank you so much for all your efforts. And as Istanbul Blockchain Women, we are also encouraging women in order to get more activity in the blockchain ecosystem, because women, as we see, are reluctant and not so motivated to be active in this eco space. So if this is a revolution, we, not only the men, but also the women also should be participating in this revolution altogether and build the society for good in the future. So thank you for your participation here for tonight, and very valuable thoughts and what you have given today. And Beren, thank you for your also cooperation with me for this event for tonight. So thank you so much for all of our audience with us. I'm just checking once more if there are any more questions on the YouTubes, but I guess no. And also we already have passed almost 1 hour right now, so I guess we should say goodbye. And thank you, Maria. The last words for Maria and Sevda before we close with Beren. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. It was great, Sevda, to see using NFTs for industrial use cases. I think that's fantastic. I think there should be more written about that. I don't think I've heard that. So maybe, like I said, I would like to catch up with you, see if we can maybe find some interesting projects together. And there's somebody else who's listening to us and you would like to get involved in these, have some idea, reach out, we can see, let's see what we can do all together. Many people have really interesting ideas. Don't be afraid to start, doing something about it, explore how you can bring them to life. really explore these new technologies, and we need more diversity, more inclusion. So please, ladies, join this movement. It's going to be our future. So we need to build it together.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to meet all of you, to come together tonight. Hope to see you again. Thank you.
And Beren?
For me, it was very enjoyable. So thank you once again. And I don't think just one question left, I guess. Any planning for collaboration with Tesla?
For AI, for Fetch.ai.
I guess so. Yeah. Maria,
I think they should start using NFTs first, and for their drawings, and then we're happy to collaborate with people if they're interested. So,
okay then. So I guess we're out of questions, and it was really enjoyable, as I said. Thank you for this event.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hope to see you soon again.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening and joining to our event tonight, and hope to see you in another event on our YouTube channel. This also, we have another one on Thursday night. We have one of the partners of Amber Group, Annabelle Huang, and Ayşegül Şensoy will be hosting the event. So we'll be happy to see you here again on our channel. So bye-bye, goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hey.